What are the main key points in building a great speech?
Okay, that's a good question. So now we're getting into it. Okay, let me reiterate your query. The main points in building a great speech. Okay. Now, what constitutes a great speech? I'm going to copy and paste a little bit of idea that I've got here. Okay, so what makes a great idea? Think about this for a moment. Okay, what makes a great idea? Ideas should not be complicated overly or too busy. Your goal should be to provide an idea that is simple to understand and grasp. Now, we're not talking about academic university lectures where we're discussing genomes and the history of DNA research. We are talking about public speaking that most of us do on a regular basis. Okay, so you need to have an idea that is easy to get the point across. Okay, you need to have an idea. Your goal should be to avoid presenting ideas in such a complex manner, but at the same time, it shouldn't be too broad either. So I'd like to go into this in a little bit more detail. Okay, now it should be focused with details and shouldn't deter from the audience from paying attention. So let me just move down. Let's use an example here. Okay, why is vanilla ice cream the best ice cream? That seems a rather anodyne topic. Okay, because it's extracted from non-synthetic ingredients, it's healthier, it's rated as the best flavor, tested by 100 random subjects in a test sample. This is why you should buy the ice cream next time you're at an ice cream shop. Okay, so an idea that's easy to get the point across. It's great, it's the best, you should buy it. This is why. Not overly simple, not overly broad, not overly anecdotal. You've got some stats here. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more deeply into this idea, the main points at building a great speech. Okay, so number one, when you start building it, what we want to do is get the idea that makes your audience take a call to action. Okay, now you're going to hear this from me a lot in our classes. Okay, now what is a call to action? A call to action is basically inspiring your audience to do something about what you just said. Okay, so this can be, I'd like to lay out some ideas for how to achieve this in the simplest way. So the call to action is, yes, I'll buy it. Yes, I'll take it. Yes, I'll join your group. Yes, I'll witness you. Yes, I'll agree with you. Yes, I'll buy your product. Yes, I'll buy your service. You need your audience to leave the room ready to do what you just asked them to do. Okay, so how do we get them into that position? Now, it's got to be informing and educating. I'm going a little bit slower here because I'm trying to copy and paste a couple ideas that I just want to articulate properly for you. Okay, so we're going to move down. Let's just put this here. Informing and educating. Your presentation should inform or educate your audience about a particular subject, whether it's a school presentation, a keynote speech in front of an audience, or a presentation in front of your team. You are delivering a captivating subject matter that informs them. You can't just talk about nothing. You've got to have something that they understand or that you can make them understand. Okay, next, we've got to look at this point here. Persuading and convincing. Now, another goal throughout your presentation is to be able to convince and persuade the audience about the subject matter. In most cases, you want to show some sort of problem, provide data or facts, then go on to presenting a solution. Okay, and the last point in this sort of this trio of points I want to make here, it's got to be motivating and inspiring. Okay, so let me just tack that on here. Motivating, inspiring. The end goal for the audience is to be motivated or inspired to take a call to action after your presentation. You inform the audience about the subject matter, you provide data or facts, you provide a solution, and you have the audience make an informed decision. You don't want the audience to make it sort of an ill-informed or an uninformed decision, because that comes back on you. You want them to fully understand what you're saying. You want to identify the problem. You want to talk about the data or the straight facts that prove the problem. And then you want to offer your decision and show them how your decision is going to be the key